Hello and welcome to this, my next and latest chess game, of course. This is showing that a game that I played this evening, and that is Friday the 15th of December 2012. I'm white. It's a 5-minute blitz game against my favourite chess engine, Numpty Omega, and you can see it the game here in the Arena Chess GUI program. And this is again a type of game, the CaroKann advanced G4 bayonet variation, that I like playing, and I often catch Numpty out by trapping his bishop. I've posted a couple of videos on this. There's a slightly different pattern in this game, but broadly similar. And so Chris, I don't know that you've replied to my other video or videos on this, and Chris Tatham, the author of Numpty, if you're watching, perhaps you might like to sharpen Numpty up and to stop him getting his bishop trapped in this variation. See what you think anyway, Chris. So let's go through the game. I start 1e4 and Numpty starts c6, the start of the CaroKann defense. Of course I play d4 and Numpty plays d5. I like the advanced variation, so I play e5 and Numpty plays his bishop outside the pawn chain, bishop to f5, and I develop with knight to c3. Numpty closes off that pawn chain now with e6, and here I play the h4 move, a subtle sort of pawn move in some ways, or maybe I know some people call this the caveman, which isn't a very subtle way of putting it, because I'm just trying to trap that light squared bishop, and Numpty does fall prey to letting that bishop become trapped. So Numpty here develops with knight to d7, and now I go directly on with a pawn attack on the light squared black bishop with pawn to g4. Numpty plays bishop to e4, attacking the rook in the corner on h1, but I can simply play f3, attacking the bishop again, and the bishop retreats this time to g6, and now you can see simply what's going to happen. I'm just going to play h5, attack the bishop, and the bishop is now trapped, it has nowhere to go, so the bishop is sort of lost. What it does, where it goes now, well, Numpty actually plays bishop takes h5, and I play rook takes bishop h5, so I've gone a bishop up for a pawn, and I want to hold on to that advantage through the game. Numpty develops his dark squared bishop and pins the knight, bishop to b4, and here I play my bishop light squared to d3, slightly different to previous versions where I played queen to d3, and it's putting some pressure on the h7 pawn, and Numpty just blocks that with g6, and I retreat, well, which was attacking my rook, and I decide to pull my rook all the way back down, back again to h1. It's done its job, and I don't want it to be attacked and become a target at this time. I just want to develop my pieces. Numpty plays c5, attacking in the centre. I play bishop to e3, which is defending the d pawn, and Numpty continues his pawn advance with c4, attacking my light squared bishop, which I pull back now to e2. Numpty plays bishop takes knight c3, and I recapture b takes bishop c3. Numpty develops his knight to e7 rather, and I play f4, trying to push the pawns and trying to make space on my king side. I want my rook, queen, another rook to come over, probably to the king side, because I think Numpty is about to castle. And there we are, Numpty castles king side. I develop my knight to f3. I want to bring the knight up and put more pressure on the king side with the knight, probably on g5. Numpty plays his queen though to a5, which I think is a bit of a mistake, because that queen is getting trapped on the queen side of the board, and is not really going to have a great deal of influence on the whole game in that position, and certainly can't help in the defence of the black king. Anyway, I protect the my c3 pawn with queen to d2. Numpty manipulates and repositions his queen onto b6. And here we are. I've just played knight to g5, putting pressure on the h-pawn. And really there's not much option for that h-pawn. It's fairly doomed from my rook. Numpty just plays h6, and I play rook takes h6. And Numpty brings his queen down to b2, just showing that that queen on that side of the board really hasn't got much to do. And with the pawn chain in the centre, the black and the white pawn chain centre, it's cutting the black queen's ability to get to the king side of the board, and it just is stuck on the queen side. So I now play rook to c1 to protect my rook, and I might be moving my king later to allow my other rook onto the h-file. And here we are. Numpty takes a free pawn, queen takes a2, but really Numpty hasn't got his pieces into the game, and my pieces are soon going to get into the game, and I can start very quickly with getting my queen over to h2, and the queen and rook battery on the h-file is just going to prove decisive, because Numpty can't get many of his pieces into position without a lot of difficulty in sacrificing pieces. So Numpty plays his queen up to a6. He doesn't have many options really, not really sure what he's going to be playing, and I play my queen, as I said, over to h2, so queen and rook battery with the knight and pawns in the game, are very strong against a black king that is not well defended. So Numpty plays his queen over now, and I play rook to h8, which is check. Numpty plays king to g7 out of check, and I just play queen h7 checkmate. The king is well and truly trapped. So that was a pretty comprehensive demolition of Numpty there. In that, my favourite CaroKann opening. And Chris, if you're watching, perhaps you'd like to sharpen Numpty up again in this line. I'm sure you're able to do that. I'll look forward to that. Okay, and I hope everybody's enjoyed watching this this game, the CaroKann game. And by the way, Numpty is a fantastic engine, and does often beat me, and perhaps I'll post some of those games where Numpty beats me in several of the other lines that I like. And so that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching.